Very interesting power hour price action coming out of CLNV on Friday. Let's go ahead and see the potentials for the following sessions. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with a CLNV technicals and raw price action thread of analysis on this happy Saturday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, so we're looking at CLNV on the immediate short-term time frame right now, and this is the hourly time frame where you can see that this massive candle to the upside happened at the power hour of the Friday session. The very good thing about this is that we've essentially converted the SMA 10, the SMA 50, and the SMA 100 into supports. Okay, so this is a very good thing. Now, in raw price action, I can actually give you a zone of resistance to kind of face, right? It's not the end all be all resistances, right? But it is a relevant area. And why I'm saying this is because sometimes to play the long game on a momentum play, usually you have to wait for the breakout and then touch of the resistance before a retracement to the ideal area for entry, right? So in this case, I can actually see a range of about 669 to about 679. We're sitting at 648 right now, before facing a little bit of resistance and then coming back down to test our current highs before a continuation onto the upside. Okay, momentum is suggesting a continuation as such. Now, after a pullback here, from this, let's see, 648 zone, there could be a potential run to the SMA 200, which could be at about 717. Okay, and it is relevant as well. It definitely has been used a few times. Now, let's see. Yeah, there's a small gap right over here on the hourly, which could be used for resistance as well as 708. So the second area would be 708 to 717 at the SMA 200 for a potential resistance touch, right around there. And I mean it's looking fairly well, actually. The thing is that sometimes when we're on a descent like this is just creating higher lows and stuff. So this could sometimes present a liquidity trap, but it's not suggesting as such. Okay, the areas where let me look at the 8-hour actually, and let's see. Yeah, I would say the area as soon as we start reaching about I would say about 707. It's getting into a trappy zone here. Okay, so it would be upside of the SMA 200 and finding resistance at that top area of the SMA 50. Okay, so on the higher term time frames, these resistance touches are definitely rhyming. Okay, so it would be imperative for us to succeed the top side of about 717 and then coming back down to use it as a form of support before a continuation onto the upside. Okay, so as it does present a little bit of a trap situation there. Okay, but it's still looking very strong. And please notice that on the 8-hour time frame, we have the SMA 200 and the SMA 10 as a form of support. So that's very good. Let's move on to the next chart and see what we have. Okay, so when we're making runs like this, there could be a sense of mean reversion. And I've actually developed one of the most important indicators to me, actually. I just developed it recently, and this is called the ARC reversion variant. And I am actually looking at it comes with a label here to tell you where the mean is, right? So, and these are the bands that to represent volatility. So there is high volatility presently, and it looks like on the 12-hour time frame, we're on our way to mean revert, and the mean reversion target would actually be about 772 or just about 8, right? It's not giving you the smaller digits, but yes, it would be around 772, which is already confluent with the targets that we're looking on the prior chart, right? So right over here, we're looking at about 717 and to the SMA 50. So it is rhyming pretty nicely. Okay, so this is why I'm saying that it is highly important for us to actually succeed succeed the upside of the mean and then come back down and test it as a form of support before a continuation onto the upside. Similar to something like this here, where we came back to the mean, we tested it, we succeeded, right? So there's several situations to where we actually break out upside of the mean, we come back and test the mean, and then continue on to the upside, right? So, and this is essentially what could be happening if we do continue the thrust that we're looking at. Now, looking at CLNV on the monthly perspective, because this is something that we've been actually following for a few days now, right? And this is a falling wedge, which is already a bullish statement coming out of the asset, right? So this is a good thing. Okay, so the reason why I'm saying it's a good thing is because we've already broken out of it, and we've broken out of it at about 65% to the apex of the triangle. Okay, so that's typical, and also it's a monthly chart here, so this is definitely a very good sign here. Okay, yes, we have been finding resistance from the EMA 20, and it's only a matter of time before we actually succeeded, right? And the EMA 20 is located at about 9 cents. All right, so now let me actually just take a look at the top side here of the band. And it looks like it's saying about 1184. I'm not saying that we're going there. I just want to see the levels of resistance that we have. Okay. All right. So yes, we've been printing just these spinning top dojis, suggesting just the tie between the bears and the bulls, right? So right now we are still within kind of a spinning top doji scenario here, but we are getting a push to the upside, and we still have 12 days and 20 hours to complete this monthly iteration, which is an eternity away, of course, but it's still looking very good. Okay, so now let's go ahead and validate what could actually happen in the next session. So we'll start off actually with the 12-hour time frame here, as I do have to show you 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 drives of hidden bullish divergence on the 12-hour. Okay, so this is it carries a lot of weight since it's a little bit of a higher term time frame, right? So divergence is actually the opposition of price action versus momentum, and momentum represented by this indicator RSI, which is the relative strength index. So you can actually see here that this is for you to see. This is the hidden bullish drive. Okay, so you're looking at a series of higher lows and lower lows. So lower lows being the indicator or momentum, and price action being the higher lows, right? So this is higher. These are the higher lows on price action, and these are the lower lows on the momentum. Okay, so we have several drives, and they have been stacking up. This is another 5 on this pivot here, another 5 on this pivot here, and now we recently got the newest pivot. And we're upside of the 14-day simple moving average, approaching the gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile, which is very good. Okay, so this is very likely going to pull us to the upside. All right, so now I want to go ahead and open up a multi-pane here so that we can see what are the potentials, starting off with the immediate short-term time frame. So we'll load up the 30-minute immediate short-term and see what those probabilities are. Okay, so very interesting thing here is that we still have an upside pivot on the 30-minute immediate short term, and we're well within the gravitational zone of the bull strength percentile. This is very likely to pull us into the overbought zone. Okay, so now the 4-hour is actually still suggesting an upside continuation. We're right smack in the middle between the bear weakness percentile and the bull weakness percentile. Very likely this is going to continue to the upside. Let's see, the 8-hour time frame is now entering the bull weakness percentile. It's at a little bit of a risk now because it is in the gravitational zone of the bull weakness, but this is a pretty convincing upside pivot. And we do have that 14-day simple moving average below us, represented by that pink line. Remember that the purple line is your RSI signal. Okay, notice here that the daily RSI is actually making a very bullish cross above the 14-day simple moving average and approaching, actually now sitting within the gravitational zone of the bear weakness. Okay, very likely this can continue to the upside. Now, here is where I can see that the resistance of about almost 8 cents or 770 could be relevant. Okay, so this is the bi-daily RSI suggesting a continuation to the upside, but we do have resistance coming up at the SMA 14. Okay, so the signal distance between the distance between the signal and the moving average could be relevant to the distance from the current price action to that 717 or 770 area, right, where we're looking at for the mean band right over here. Okay, this could be that distance that we're looking for on the bi-daily RSI. Okay, also on the 5-day, it looks like we still have a little bit of resistance coming up, but this is telling me that the the longer time frames are essentially going to be influenced by the shorter time frames. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that and we'll see just what happens. But guys, I want to remind you that I'm actually re-promoting another 30 seats for the ARC Masters trading course, as there's just too much demand and a lot of people definitely interested in learning. So I'm extending another 30 seats or another availability that would potentially start in the 2nd or 3rd week of April. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and leave the email in the description below for you to reach out to me if you are so interested in reserving a seat for the ARC Masters trading course. Okay, you guys. So please remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell any assets whatsoever. Okay, I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be just fine. Okay, you guys. But and also, yeah, refer to the links in the description below if you would like to say hi to me on Twitter or join the ARCa Bulls trading community in Discord. Okay, you guys. But with that said, I wish you well, a very good night and weekend, and I will catch you at the bell on Monday. Adios.